and today I have got an interesting video in mind. I have driven over to a gorgeous town. I've never been here before. This is Monticello, Georgia. This is their courthouse here behind me, and this courthouse is famous, which is gonna kind of sort of be this video, not necessarily the courthouse, but a lot of it. At any rate, today I am going to be talking about and showing you the filming locations for the movie My Cousin Vinny. It's an absolutely hilarious movie. I love the movie, I really do. It took place right here in Georgia. The movie's set in Alabama, they filmed it in Georgia. I'm gonna go around to some of the locations from the movie today and show you what they look like present day versus what they look like when they filmed. We'll try to line up those shots and get them side by side for you. It's going to be an interesting video, especially if you like My Cousin Vinny. You're going to love this one.
Get out on the highway, heading down the highway, passing everything inside.
The movie My Cousin Vinny, it was released in 1992, and it was a hit. It was a comedy. It was a comedy hit movie. It's very funny. It stars Joe Pesci, Marisa Tomei. It also stars Fred Gwynn, who was Herman Munster, Ralph Macchio, the Karate Kid, and Mitchell Whitfield. For starters, during the opening credits, you see the two boys, Billy and Stan, driving. You see them coming up the road right here. They're facing us, and then they turn right here on this road right in front of us. You can see this barn as they turn and head down the road this way. It looks like there was a white fence right here in front of this house. There's actually two scenes filmed right here. I am at the corner of Nolan Store Road, and I don't know what this other road is. Now you can see that exact sign right there, Nolan Store Road, as they pass by. There's the pole there and that fence, and then there's a sign right out here in front of it that says free manure. Now that sign is gone. But this is the spot they pass, because you can clearly see the Nolan Store Road as they pass by it. Also, in the scene right in front of it, they're coming up the road, they're actually driving this direction, and they pass the log truck, and you can see this absolutely beautiful Victorian era house. You can see it as they're driving up to it, right when it's showing Fred Gwynn's name in the opening credits. You see him driving past this house right here. Let's see it.
And then you'll see nothing like Southern hospitality.
And they drive right in front of this house. You know, this made someone an amazing home probably 100 years ago. You can see them driving over this bridge here, this brick bridge. You see them driving over it and then going around this curve here. The camera cuts to them entering Beecham County, Alabama, is what it's supposed to be. It's actually Jasper County, Georgia. Those first shots start off right here. There's actually a now entering Beecham County sign right here off the side of it. You can see the bridge that I'm standing on, which is overlooking the river here. And then you see the gas, what was a gas station, the sack of suds. You see it sitting right there in the shot. There it sits right there in front of us. Still has the sack of suds sign up on the top of the building. Everything here in this area actually still looks remarkably similar. You can see them entering the sack of suds right in here, but you can actually see the bridge in the background. Billy and Stan, they go into the store and they buy all kinds of stuff. I mean, their arms were completely full, but the thing that I remember the most about it is Billy wanting a slushie. He asked for the slushie. The slushie machine's behind the counter, so the cashier is filling up the cup, and he didn't fill it up. Like, he only filled it up like halfway, and Billy has to hand it back to him and say, "Can you please fill that up?" I don't know why that always stood out in my mind, but it did. I always remember that. I really like how that they have the sign up there and everything. That's really cool. As the boys go to pull out, they do like an aerial shot from about right in here, and you see the boys getting on the highway here, headed up the road that direction. And then you can see the giant sack of suds where the gas pumps are, the big wooden like awning. You can see it over here to the right in that shot. No, I'm gonna take it a little bit out of chronological order as far as the movie goes anyways, because Joe Pesci learns that he can get all of the district attorney's information, all of the state's information. He can get and see everything that they have. They can't have any surprises, and he learns that he can talk to the witnesses. So you can see Joe Pesci and the older woman who had the huge bifocals. You can see them sitting on her porch, about right in here, as he's asking her how she saw them and all of that stuff.
Now let me ask you this. How many different levels of thickness have you gone through?
You also had one of the other witnesses' trailers here.
I just heard that someone shot Jimmy Willis.
Billy looks up at his rearview mirror to see a sheriff's deputy behind him. They show the boys riding down the road past this point, just before the sheriff pulls him over. And there's you see him going this way. There's a street sign right here in front of it. That street sign says 7 Island Road on it. You could see the name of the road on that street sign. They didn't change it for the movie because this is still 7 Island Road. You see him driving past this point. It also comes back again later in the movie as Joe Pesci and the prosecutor, they're going hunting together. They are in his Bronco driving down the road, and you see them turn right here at 7 Island Road. They turn down this road, and you can see them driving past all these pecan trees. You could even see them go down this little dip right here, right when they turn. The boys, they were driving right here when they got pulled over.
All right, there's a cop behind us, that's all. There's nothing wrong, it's no problem.
And you can see all these pecan trees there next to them.
Don't worry, you stole something, didn't you? You're finished.
Shut up, all right?
And I'm on the middle of a highway, so I don't want to stop, but that was right there. That was the spot where the sheriff pulls them over and forces them to get out at gunpoint.
Show me your hands!
Jesus.
Show me your hands! Get him up! Get him up! Up!
After they're pulled over by the sheriff, they're taken into the police station where they're questioned, and they think they're getting pulled over for stealing the can of tuna, when it actually turns out that they think they killed that clerk. Those scenes were shot inside of this building that you see right here behind me. This is the Jasper County Historical Foundation, and the building was being renovated on the inside while they were filming, so they were able to rent the entire upper floor, and they built the set in there. So all those scenes where they're being questioned and the lineup and all of that happened right inside of this building up here on this top floor.
Yeah, I'm sure it's number 3 and 5. Ridiculous. All this over a can of tuna.
That's a great idea. You think he'll do it? What? We got an attorney in the family.
Great, who?
My cousin Vinny.
Roll credits.
So Joe Pesci and Marissa Tomei come to town. Pull into one of these two spots right here. One of these two parking spots right here. As you can see the courthouse in the background behind them. That is the courthouse where everything was filmed at. All of the courtroom scenes and everything were all filmed inside of that building. And throughout the movie, they show you quite a few shots from outside, from the exterior shots, and I mean it looks exactly the same. Exactly the same. This is also the spot where after the trial is over, Joe Pesci has proven that the two boys are innocent, and they have the scene where he's hugging Ralph Macchio right here in front of the front door, and he's shaking hands with everybody.
Go, listen. Take your time, pick the right words, get back to New York, give me a call.
Right here on the front steps, the district attorney stops him and tells him if you ever get back up this way, he can go hunting with them and all that.
You did a terrific job.
Thanks.
Now listen, I want you to know you got an open invitation anytime you want to come down here. Hell, we get us a deal next time.
Okay, thanks.
Joe Pesci's trying to get out of here, thinking that the judge is going to lock him up again. This would have been the door that it said probate judge across it there during the movie, that Judge Holloman comes out when he's coming to confront Vinny. You can see by looking in there, some of the scenes were filmed in there. See that archway? Going over, you can see Vinny and Lisa walking this direction past that.
Get out of here by 3. Make sure all the bags in the car. Okay, bring it around.
And they come and get into their car, which was parked right here in front of the building. All of it happened right here.
Bye now.
Bye.
Man, it looks exactly the same. Exactly. At one point in the movie, you can see this statue, this Confederate statue, actually makes it into the movie.
What name did you tell him?
Jerry Gallo.
Jerry Gallo? The big attorney?
Yeah.
Think that was a smart move?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's
Now, the Judge Hallerman's office was actually shot and filmed inside of the courthouse. Both of these windows that you see right here would have been his office. They set up shop there inside of the office to, you can even see a shot out behind him where you can see these buildings off in the background behind him. Look out the window there.
All right. Let's get this cleared up right now.
Right here in front of it, there's the Jasper County, because that's where we are, is Jasper County. And what's kind of neat, you may not have realized in the movie, while they're having the trial, they figured out what's going on, and the sheriff tells him that 2 boys were arrested. They had the .357 revolver in their possession. He says they were arrested and put in jail over in Jasper County, Georgia. This movie is supposed to be taking place in Alabama, but the actual filming locations for it was Jasper County, Georgia. So there's just a neat little nod there in the movie to Jasper County for, I guess, allowing them to film here.
This computer readout confirms that 2 boys who fit the defendant's description were arrested 2 days ago by Sheriff Tillman in Jasper County, Georgia, for driving a stolen metallic mint green 1963 Pontiac Tempest with a white convertible top.
Now, there's a scene in the movie where Joe Pesci's suit gets tossed in the mud. So they come to town and try to get him a new suit. Well, the only place they can go is to Mitchell's department store, which is, it was both of these 2 buildings. You see it has the awning right there over it. It was both of these 2 buildings. That arrow was still there. You can actually see Marissa Tomei. She comes up these exact stairs right here. She's coming over here to see about getting Vinny a new suit. You clearly see the arrow above her as she's coming up the stairs. Right up here above the door on this building, you can see it says Mitchell's department store there. There's a note on the door that says they're closed, that the people who work in there got the flu. So Marissa Tomei goes into a secondhand store. At the time, it was painted different, but the building still looks exactly the same. She purchases him the absolutely ridiculous circus tuxedo suit that he was wearing in the courthouse.
So I wore this ridiculous thing for you.
That was the secondhand store. She comes in here to get his secondhand circus suit. But this is also the same spot where he's parked.
What?
Nothing. You stick out like a sore thumb around here.
They're looking at his car when the stranger comes up and tells him that he's got mud in his tires. That's probably what's causing it.
You got mud in your tires.
I got mud in my tires.
Mm-hmm. There is a clip from right about in here. You can see the courthouse in the background, and you can see Joe Pesci and their car right here in the intersection. You can even see these signs. I'm sure they've been replaced, but they look exactly the same. They have the same numbers on them in the movie: 83, 212, 11, and 16. An error that made it into the movie that you may not have noticed. The movie production staff, they accidentally forgot to take down a sign. You would have to pause the movie at the spot where it comes up to see it. But it was right here under this, like the highway signs. And it actually says Madison, Eatonton, Jackson, Macon, and Milledgeville on it. All of those are towns in Georgia, not in Alabama. So it's kind of really spoiling the movie for you right there, if you were able to catch it for that brief second that it was on screen. If you would have saw it, you would have clearly known that those were Georgia towns, not Alabama. Now, the town square is there, and then over here to the right of it is this building. Now, in my cousin Vinny, this was Dave's Seafood and Barbecue. Now it's Martha Jane's Casual Baked Southern Food. I knew it looked similar because you see you have the vent there on top. Well, this is the spot, and Joe Pesci would have sat in a booth right on the other side of this window where you could see the courthouse out behind him. It looks like there was a gas station right here that's now a Family Dollar.
Yeah, my picture's back.
Oh, good.
What'd the judge say?
They're in there when he has the fight. He actually comes right here to the front door and is screaming at her because they just had a fight, and he says, "I'm sorry."
Lisa! Sorry.
And that's it. That's Dave's Barbecue and Seafood. Right there. Unfortunately, the sign's different, but in my cousin Vinny, they first come to town, they stay at the General Putnam Motel. It's unfortunately been demolished. It looks like, because it kind of made a weird shape. Like, you see the concrete, how the concrete's different there, and then there's a big spot here, and then it goes out that way. So this would have been the main lobby right here. And I think Vinny and them would have stayed in a room somewhere right over here. Now, what's crazy about it is, okay, I'm about 30 miles away from Monticello, where the courthouse is. So they made it all seem like it was real close together, but in fact, it was just movie magic. It was just, that's all it was, movie magic that made you think they were all one little town, Wazoo City, Beecham, but they're scattered out all over the place. They're staying here at the hotel, and they get woken up by a whistle, which was a plant that was supposedly across the street that's not there. But in the movie, they portray it like it is a factory with a giant whistle. So they get up and they go into a diner to eat breakfast. That diner was actually the General Putnam Motel's diner. This building that you see right here in front of me, those scenes were filmed inside of this building. Now, obviously, as you can see, the diner is closed. I can't tell, it almost looks like maybe it caught on fire or something. It's hard to tell, but it's definitely falling in on itself. But the stove, the stove would have been somewhere. And you see this, how this wall does this right here? I remember seeing that in the movie. How it had that section that came down there. I remember seeing that. So obviously the cook stand would have been over here, and they would have came up to the bar and ate right in there.
Want to sit at the counter?
Now, this was actually one of my favorite parts of the movie, because this is where Vinny learns about grits. He didn't know what a grit was. Obviously, that's a southern thing. So he learns about grits. But what was even funnier, and I laughed my butt off every time I see it, to this day, even when I see it, I still laugh. When he opens the menu, they're sitting there pondering what they want to get, and it's only 3 choices. It says breakfast, lunch, dinner. That's the only choices that they have, but they sit there pondering like, what should we get? What can we get? What can we get? But it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and they're here early in the morning, so obviously it's breakfast time. So, yeah, this is a great part of the movie.
Breakfast?
You think? Good choice. 2.
Now, I've driven over to Bostwick, and this is the meal that Vinny sees outside of his window early that morning. Now, the prison that the boys and Vinny are all sent to, the prison that they filmed in, it's a real prison. It's actually still in use to this day. It's the Arundel State Prison here in Alto, Georgia. I can't get any closer to it than here to be able to line up any of the shots. But this is it. You can actually, those 2 water towers there in front of us, they can be seen in the shots of the prison from the movie. And actually, a fun fact, all those prisoners that you can hear, those were real prisoners in the background, which is kind of interesting. Vinny and Lisa, they pull up right here in front of this building. They got the top down, and this is actually their second hotel. The first one had the loud whistle that went off, so then they move and they come stay here. But Vinny, he still can't get any rest. I mean, he just can't catch a break. In this hotel, he's woken up early in the morning with the sound of pigs squealing. Vinny runs out of that door right there on the second level. He runs out of that door to the ledge there to look out. This is actually the Sue Agnes Hotel and Bostwick City Hall all in one. It's incredible. This is an old Civil War town, and this building's still standing. When Vinny gets woken up by the pigs squealing as they're trying to round them all up, he walks out onto the balcony and he looks over here at this building across the street from the hotel. This is still the same building where they filmed that scene of the pigs squealing and running crazy. It's the same place. They come and stay at their third hotel, which was the Wazoo City Hotel, which is right here, Air Power, where it says Air Power there. This building here was the Wazoo City Hotel. And of course, we can't forget about the pool hall that was right across the street from it. The hotel's set here, the pool hall was right here. Twice they pull up in front of these buildings. You can see them pulling up here once when after she tells him that this guy didn't pay her what he owed her, the $200. Then later on, they pull up out in front of the hotel over here, The guy's standing here in front of his truck. Says, look what I got. And Vinny walks over and knees him in the crotch and takes the money out of his hand.
Got 30 fucking minutes to take a shower, get a new suit, get dressed, and get to the fucking courthouse.
You fucking shower, I'll get your fucking suit.
Hey, little Yankee wuss. Look here. I got you $200. You gonna kick the shit out of me now?
All that happened right here. This was the pool hall here for Wazoo City. And this was the Wazoo Hotel. This is it. Right here. Well, you guys, that's gonna do it for this video today. And the filming locations for the hit movie My Cousin Vinny, starring Joe Pesci, Marissa Tomei, Fred Gwynn. It also had Ralph Macchio, the Karate Kid. It's a great movie, and getting to see these locations today was a blast. I had a lot of fun. That's gonna do it for this one though. If you're new here, go down, click that subscribe button, take it a step further, hit that notification bell icon. That way you get notified every time I upload a video. You never know, it could be a true crime, it could be a filming location, it could just be a random daily vlog into, you know, me living life. You never know what it's gonna be. If you wanna help support the channel, you can check out the links in the description box below. That's always a big help. Thank you all so much. I will see you again tomorrow. Please stay safe and stay healthy. Much love to you all.